Back when skins got introduced to the game through the gunmetal update, I really didn't get into buying the skins or owning them, and I didn't really think much of it. But after years and years and seeing how they're doing now overall with a mountain of really bad skins with very few good ones, I finally formulated the reasons why I despise skins and pretty much never want to own them for a long period of time. And I advise you to be cautious when buying the skins and know the risk and the challenge in them for owning them for long term. This is not an attack on people who genuinely enjoy skins. This is just my take on the meta and pretty much the reasons why I do not like them, and maybe you should not like them as well. But with that being said, my name is V, and today's video is going to be revolving all around skins and why I don't really like them, even though I sell a lot of them on my backpack. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the value of these war paints. With lots of those war paints that get added to the game every seasonal update, it makes it really hard for some of these war paints to gain value, especially the one in the mercenary grade or the common grade as you call it, which basically get unboxed the most. Which means with so many of these skins existed and not a lot of people that want to buy them, it pretty much means that the whole value for this war paint will plummet. And so if you decide one day that you want to sell your inventory, that you might have a couple skins here, it's going to be really hard, and it might take a lot of time if you're selling for near full price and not quick sell, of course. And especially if the skins that you own is not strange, because let's face it, most people really desire a strange item that counts kills rather than a non-strange. And I know some people will be like, but Svi, I don't want to sell my skins and I don't need to do that. And I say it's fine and all, but for me I like it when my items has an actual real money value, because you never know when you're gonna need that little amount of money. You may want to buy something else, either a hat or unusual, or you may want to cash out entirely. So I really like the little sense of comfort that I have, that if things go south, I can sell and cash out my item and get maybe not all the value, but most of it out of them, unlike war paints, for example. So if I have to sell my Aussie, I'll probably lose a couple keys on it. Well, if we're talking about war paints, you might end up not selling it at all, or just really selling it for like couple refs from the actual price that you bought it. My other issue with the war paint is exterior, and quite frankly this is a really big one for me. I mean, it's one thing for someone to open a bunch of cases to get skin of some rarity, but I imagine anything from pink and up, after like bunch of god knows how much money you spend, you land one, and it's really only to find out that either it's like field tested, battle scarred, or even worse, well worn. Yes, I do really think that well worn is by far the worst grade or exterior in the game, since it doesn't really stand up on its own, and in some cases you can't really distinguish it from a battle scarred, you know. You don't really distinguish it, and in some cases battle scarred is way cheaper than the well worn. Now, I know some of you already know that I don't really unbox, but I cannot help but wonder about whoever unboxed these and how they felt after spending a good chunk of these hard-earned cash to get little or nothing in return. Man, Valve is just playing these people like suckers, and I feel bad for them, at least in the beginning, you know. Sometimes you have to learn your lesson and not unbox, and I'm telling people all the time not to unbox. But for every one winner or one lucky human being that unboxed an unusual, there's probably hundreds of people that lost their money. And with high odds and stakes like that, I don't really think these high rarity skins will have like an actual decent price that people can afford. I mean, look at the Frozen Aurora and the Jazzy skin. Look how much expensive there is, and the prices goes through the roof because they're demanded, but there's not a lot of them that get unboxed, and you'll be much better getting a normal strange version of said weapon, and even an Aussie sometimes, you know. Now, this, don't get me wrong, this issue is in CS, but it's not as big of an issue because, you know, they got a little bit of a quality control there, at least, while TF2 does not. Which brings me to quality. Now, like I said before, CS2 does have some bad skins out there, But believe me, the ratio is not as hard to the fucking ratio we got the TF2. I mean, we get like, for example, if you look at the Scream Fortress Warpaints and the Smithsmith Warpaint, same with hats. All those themed skins, they don't really get used, and I hardly find any people using them. I mean, I don't blame them. Who wants to run around with a freaking cookie cutter skin? I don't know. Yeah, it's cool and all in the Smithsmith. Other than that, it's just nobody uses it after. So no wonder they're really dirt cheap, unless they're unusual, of course. And yes, I know about the drama where there's a lot of those set creators that just pretty much make war paints from stolen clip arts, or maybe just steal the design from someone else, or just like war paints that is uninspired, actually garbage, and straight up it's just for the paycheck. Like, they're not making these skins out of love for the game, they're just making it as a paycheck. And I do know about the TF2 Emporium Drama, and I do not want to discuss it here since I presume that most of you are familiar with it. If not, I'll probably leave some of the videos discussing the TF2 Emporium and the horrible stuff they did. But I do not want to digress from the subject of this video. With so many bad skins and few really good, it really does not encourage people to get into skins, which means they yield less value over time. Which leads me, why did I make this video? Now, like I said before, I say it again, I do not want to crap on people who enjoy skins. I think that's completely fine. It's just my opinion, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I pretty much think that you should avoid most of these skins. Some of them, like I said, like Frozen Aurora, Health and Hell, Green, there's even the Brawler. Some of these skins are actually popular. I don't think they drop in value that much. But the other part, like the Smithsmith skins or the themed Halloween or Christmas, these you should stay away from these, because they probably will go down in value. They're only pretty much demanded on the season, and then pretty much everybody forgets about them. 2, if you are looking to make decent strange decent strange items with kill streaks, either go for normal or Aussies, with very few exceptions. Sometimes you'll find good deals with a skin, sometimes you'll find that the skin is a bonus. For example, I wanted to buy an airstrike, it was a couple keys, but then I found a strange version with a skin that actually looks okay, that is actually cheaper. So sometimes that could be a good thing, sometimes it's not. It really depends on the skin, you know. But in general, you want to avoid these skins and go for either normal, the festive, not the festifies, or an Aussie, because these usually will sell and give you probably 70% to, I think, maybe 50 to 70% of the value back if you decide to sell them one day, and that's presuming you're quick selling them, of course. And one of the things that I like to mention as well, that please do not support bad skins. This also goes for every TF2 workshop ever. Just don't support it for the sake of content. TF2 has to have quality over quantity. I'm so sick and tired of all these people saying that we want more hats, more maps. No, I think TF2 had enough of all of this. Yes, I think TF2 had enough hats, enough war paints, enough. What TF2 needs is actual fixes, and I don't really mean fixes for bugs. Not just that, it also needs a good casual. Have you seen how casual doing? I think casual is doing miserably since the whole Meteor match, and I do really think that seeing how Valve actually start combating the bots after the community has been crying for so long, it does give me hope, because they listened. At the end of the day, they listened. It took some a lot of time, so I think we should keep pushing Valve forward to make good updates. I'm still excited for the MVM updates. However, I don't really think that they will release something that's gonna be mind-blowing for the meta. I think they will release some update. I do hope they release more content for the MVM, because let's just face it, if they release new maps, people will play the new maps, and they probably go back to either doing Mecha Engine or doing Expert, where they take less ticket to complete the tour, and they're the fastest. So This is what pretty much comes down to. Aussies. People want the Aussies. And again, I hope people focus on the idea that there should be a quality control in TF2. I don't really think that adding a bunch of garbage to the game is giving it any favor, you know. I love TF2, and it has been my favorite game since I played it. And I do really hate to see garbage like this gets added to the game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion and take on skins, and do let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm gonna be going back to making the Sexton Hell guides. Like I said, there's some classes that I'm not gonna be making guides out of. But after I'm done, I'm gonna be moving to a tutorial focused around some of the bosses. I really think that Freak Fortress is an underrated gem in the TF2 community servers. And until then, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.